Home, Chapter 2, Verse 56. Sankhya Yoga, Philosophy of Life. In the last verse, Lord Krishna said, Hey Arjuna, when a person gives up the desires, as and when they arise in the mind, and very important, and one who is happy with his self, he is said to be a wise person. We have seen the universal rule that if something gives more happiness, we will drop the thing which is in our hand, which gives lesser happiness. The one that gives bliss is self. Hence, a realized self gives up the desires as and when they arise in the mind. This we saw in the last verse. Now, verse 56. Dukkeshvanutvignamanah Sukeshu vigadaspragah Vitaragabhayakrodah Sthitatirmuniruchyate. Dukkesvanutvignamanah. He is not affected by sorrows. Dukkeshu, sorrows, whatever. Sukeshu vigadaspragah. He does not have any longing to enjoy the pleasures. Vitaragabhaya krodaha. Raga, bhaya, krodha. He has no attachment. He is free from attachment. Bhaya, fear. Krodha, anger. Stitatir muni ruchyate. Such a person is called a muni. That is, a wise person. Lord Krishna says, Hey Arjuna, a wise person is one who neither suffers by the sorrows of this life, nor yearns for the pleasures of this life. He is completely free from attachment, fear, and anger. First of all, we must remember that these are the characteristics of a wise person. Overnight, we cannot become a wise person. It is impossible. Rome was not built in a day. We must cultivate the above characters to become a wise person. We must not think, oh, these are all impossible. No, it is not within my scope. Oh, I am a poor fellow. How can I do all these things? Only by practice, it becomes perfection. Hence, slowly and steadily, it is possible for each one of us to become a wise person. It is not a wise person is born with all the above characteristics. He evolves out of his sorrows and pleasures of life. Lord Krishna said to Arjuna in verse 14 of this chapter, Matra sparshastu kaundeya Sitoshna sukha dukkadaha Akamapayino nityaha Tam stitikshasva bharata. Already we have seen this verse. In this verse, Lord Krishna said, Hey Arjuna, Sukha and Dukkha are like heat and cold. They come and go. Nothing is permanent. Once a person is born in this world, no one can escape from them. Whoever it is, you may be the greatest sannyasi, but you have to undergo these sufferings. Hence, endure them. Please undergo them. There is no chance of getting away from it. The person, by undergoing the sorrows and pleasures of life, he evolves out. He understands that sorrows and pleasures of life cannot be avoided. That understanding, that suffering makes a person a wise person. And after that, he remains unaffected either by the sorrows or pleasures of life. For example, go to a jewelry shop to exchange your old chain, to buy a new gold chain. The first thing done by the jewelry shop is to remove that impurities. He will put the gold in fire, hot, very hot. Once put into the fire, the impurities of that gold chain are removed and pure gold emerges. Similarly, when a person undergoes the sufferings of his life, he evolves and he becomes a wise person. neither affected by the pleasures of this life nor the sorrows of this life. All the acharyas have quoted Adi Shankaracharya that sorrows to a person can come from three sources. Very important. Sorrows to a person can come from three sources. One is Adhyatmika, that is from your own body, mind and senses. Second is Adi Bhautika, that is things and beings around you. Maybe your wife, maybe your husband, maybe your son, maybe your neighbor, anybody it is. And third is Adi Devika, that is things which are not under the control of human beings. It may be an earthquake, it may be a storm, etc. Even though the sources of sorrow are different, the feeling of sorrow is one. Fire generally increases when fuel is added to it. Desires are like fuel to fire. A wise person is not affected by the desire to have more pleasures since he is happy with the self. Now, Vitaraga Bhayakrodha. It is very, very important in this verse. The wise person has no attachment, fear and anger. Anger. A man suffers because of his attachment with his things and beings. We are attached to millions of things. Our house, car parking area, watch, pen, etc. And to millions of beings like wife, son, daughter, parents, dogs, etc. The moment attachment is there is always a fear of losing them because nothing is permanent in this world. Again, this is a universal rule. Nothing is permanent. Anger comes against the obstacle that comes between the person desiring the object or thing and the object or thing desired. Our frustration comes out as anger. The amount of anger is directly proportional to the intensity of the love or attachment to that thing or being. Attachment is the enemy. It is the foundation for the other two, that is fear and anger. Remove attachment, everything is removed. Since a wise person has no attachment, neither he has fear of losing, nor he gets anger or frustration of not getting the desired object or thing. This is what is said in this verse. Verse 56 again. Dukkeshvanut vignamanaha sukeshu vigadasprugaha vitaraga bhayakrodhaha stitatir muniruchyate. Next verse tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana Narayana Narayana